He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love,
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is another edition of Car Conversations on Jay Lee's Corner. Okay, how was everybody's hump day? I am on my way home. It was nice enough for me to not have to put on my hoodie to leave work. I said, won't he do it? Okay, the sun, not summer, but at least we getting a little bit of springtime weather. Here in Michigan, it's going to be 65 tomorrow. Bitch, I might wear some flip-flops. Well, not for real. I'm not going to go that far. Because we can have 65 degrees in the morning, and it can be 25 degrees at 4 p.m., so who knows. But this is a quick little car conversation. I talked about this stuff a little bit in my live that I did last night, but I know some people like to specifically know, like to see a video that says, oh, this is what we talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? It's Steve's in the temple tonight. Okay, and where's the temple? The colleges. Girl, these parents out here stealing, okay, stealing from other people's kids. And the reason I say they stealing from other people's kids is because they are taking opportunities from other people who are qualified. So, about 50 people have been arrested. Okay, but the reason it's like a story is because Aunt Becky, okay, and Mrs. Scavo, okay, so, you know, Laughlin, Aunt Becky from Full House and Fuller House, and then Felicity Huffman, who was on Desperate Housewives, and she played in some other stuff too, and Aunt Becky husband was arrested, who was a designer from Target, honey. And then Felicity Huffman's husband, William H. Macy, who was also an actor, honey. Well, they haven't arrested her husband yet, but who knows what's gonna come next. But they was arrested in this whole scam of parents bribing. Okay, basically, it's a whole bribery scheme that they were involved in, where their children who weren't able to get into schools or needed some assistance because their grades weren't good enough or their test scores weren't high enough, they paid for, you know, the kids' test scores to be higher. They paid for the kid to be like recruited as a sports person, but the kid didn't even play for their sports team in high school. They supposedly forward some pictures to put the kid's picture on the high school team or whatnot. Goddamn pause. This a whole bunch of bullshit. And I'm like, Aunt Becky, that ain't what you would tell the twins to do, Nikki and Alex. Aunt Becky, what is Michelle, DJ, and Stephanie gonna do without Aunt Becky? Okay, now Uncle Jesse got to come visit you in prison. Girl, I was like, this, and Felicity, Tom, and all them children y'all got. Well, I guess we got all them kids. You got to do what you got to do. But no. So, one of them paid $15,000, and that was it. They paid the $15,000 to have their child's record, test scores to be raised by 400 points. Okay, 400 points. I said, girl, what are you doing? And then the other one paid $500,000 for their two kids to be recruited as like crew members. Crew was, and I don't mean to be racist, but crew was, I don't know. Is it white people rowing? I don't know what crew is. I just know from when I was watching How High, and the dudes, I'm on the crew team, and they was like rowing some boats or some shit. I don't think we had that here in Detroit. We ain't crewing out here in Detroit. We got a whole different crew here in Detroit. But yeah, and it was all over the news the past 2 days. And I mean, am I surprised that it happened? Yes and no. I feel like people do all kind of crooked shit that we don't know about, and it don't get exposed, okay? We think people is all upstanding citizens stuff, and we have no idea they are criminals, okay? There's thieves in the temple tonight, okay? Out here stealing the schools, just stealing the schools away from other worthy students. And it's one thing if they be like, okay, your kid is eligible to be here, and maybe you want the kid to like get in a specific dorm, okay, and maybe you make a contribution, okay, whatever. But to do this, they were even having people take the test for the kids, because some of the kids was stupid, you know what I'm saying, couldn't take their own test and couldn't pass themselves. So they were paying to have other people take the test for them. It was a whole organization of the foolery, okay, the fuckery of it all. It was a whole thing. And then the main culprit dude who kind of set shit up or whatever, he went and snitched on everybody, okay, on everybody. Now I feel like, now we seen Felicity Huffman, who I believe is an Emmy winner, okay. But I think so. Well, I don't think Emmy winner. But Felicity Huffman, she was arrested at her house at like 6 a.m. Her kids was there. Her husband was there. You know what I'm saying? FBI came in, guns drawn or whatever. Like, let's go. Okay, you being arrested. And she was in court. So she was let out on like it was somewhere they didn't have to pay no money, like a promissory note. They had to promise to come back to court. Now I said that that's some rich people shit. That's some rich people shit to where you are arrested for all these crimes. It's like federal crimes because you were being investigated by the FBI, and you don't have to pay no actual bonds or actual bail. Okay, even though you're charged. Okay, you're charged with stuff, Felicity. But she had like this, like her husband had like promised she don't come back to court. She did have to like relinquish her visas. She can't go nowhere out the country, and to even travel out the state, she has to get written permission from the courts. So I mean, it's a whole thing. Now, Aunt Becky was in like Canada someday where shooting Fuller House. Fuller House is doing the last season on Netflix. So when they went to Aunt Becky's house to pick her ass up, you know what I'm saying, early in the morning, you know what I'm saying, on, I think it was maybe Saturday or Sunday, whatever it was, but to pick her up, she wasn't there. She was out of town. Now, they arrested her husband, okay, and then they spoke with her people and arranged for her to come back to the United States, come back to LA to turn herself in for, it's like wire fraud or mail fraud, not wire fraud, like mail fraud and not honest fraud because she chucked the system or whatever. I was like, wow. Rich folk who want to pay for their kids. And it's like, you can, for $500,000, you can build your own school. Okay, and I'm like, for $500,000. And then Aunt Becky's daughter, who I believe was also on YouTube, there's a video of her talking about school, and she like, yeah, I'm going to school, but I really want to go for like the parties and hanging out with friends and blah 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 blah. Not really school. Like, I don't really care about school. I'm like, your mama. So you mean to tell me you went through all this for a child who don't even care about her education? She want to go party. You can party at home for free. Your mom ain't got to pay for the college for you to party. You can party at home, okay? You can drink and girl at home. I'm like, who does all that for a kid who don't even care about their education? I said, Lord Jesus. They showed, I believe it was Aunt Becky who was talking about her girls going to school and how she was, I'm just so proud of them. Be proud of yourself. You paid for it. They ain't get in on their own merit. I just can't. And they say it's other people who also, be getting indicted on the arrest and stuff like that. They arrested like 12 people so far, but the scheme involves like 50 people. I wonder who else is going to come out and be involved in it. I'm assuming right now with this particular scheme of it all, those must be the popular 2 people, and that's why only their names came out, because I'm pretty sure if they had arrested anyone else, or even if anyone else's name was involved in it, they would have said something. But I mean, we never know, because day by day new shit pop up. Jussie Smollett was in court, and it was just to, now he didn't have to be there. Only his lawyer had to be there. They were going just to talk to the judge about cameras being allowed in there when, you know, they're having the court stuff or whatnot. I'm not surprised that Jussie Smollett wants the cameras there, because truth be told, they said that's what he wanted, you know, even with the whole situation, that he wanted the act to happen in front of a camera to show, you know, whatever's going on. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, if he did it or not, he probably wants this to be shown too. So I'm interested to see how all this is going to play out, you know, within the media. I don't think it's gonna be like a whole OJ case type thing or Ray Caruth type thing or even a Menendez. I don't think it's gonna be like a murder court case. It's gonna be all this. What? You know, I don't think it's gonna be all that. But I do feel, because the only witnesses is like the two brothers and him. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless they found a secret camera and, you know, it recorded all conversations, unless it's something like that. So, also, they're saying that Jussie Smollett, you know, this whole issue could end Empire, because Empire has not been renewed for another season. I feel like Empire was already on its way out. I feel like they have swayed so far away from the initial point of the show, which was mainly about, you know, Lucius cooking the kids and the record label, and now it's all this other shit coming on, and now Lucius got a whole other kid, and I mean, you know, team so much and team too much and team not enough all at the same time. And so I feel like him getting in this trouble didn't help the situation, but I don't think this situation is going to be the sinker of the whole show. You know what I'm saying? The producers or whatever, they talked about the reason they wrote him out of the last 2 episodes, and it made sense what he said. He said, you know, they want the rest of the staff and crew to be able to work without having to worry about any day-to-day issues that may come up because Jussie's there. Whether it's more paparazzi around, or if he not focused because he got all this bullshit going on. I'm pretty sure there are some people who maybe don't believe him and they may feel some kind of way. You also don't want people who do believe him to feel some kind of way about people who don't, and that can cause tension. Also, if he has to be gone because he had a court date, you know, that will hold up production. So it made sense to take him off of the show for those 2 episodes, because it's the end of the season. If the show gets picked up for another season, they can then see where his case is and if they're gonna bring him back or not. I don't think they're gonna kill him off the show. I think that's too easy. That's too predictable. But we know he gone. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like either way it go, however he's gone, I mean, hell, he's gone. It would be different if we didn't know he was taking off the last two episodes. Then that, like, oh, they wrote his ass off. Wow. But we know. So I'm like, girl, it is what it is. R. Kelly. So R. Kelly, I was on live last night, and they like, oh, did you hear? You know, somebody called that, you know, he was trying to kill himself, or he needs, you know, he's having suicidal thoughts. And I said on my live, I said, I don't believe it. I said, I feel like that's some attention ass stuff. I don't see him being suicidal right now. And I feel like if he was, you know, no tea, no shades, anybody who actually do suffer from suicidal thoughts and concerns and all that, I say, but I would feel like he was doing it for attention. So I wasn't going to give any energy to it. And good that I did not, because they said a call came in, but it was fake. I ain't surprised. Now, one of his old victims, Lisa Van Allen, who was on the documentary, honey, she was all on Vlad TV telling all kind of shit that I feel like I did not want to know. I feel like this about R. Kelly. You either feel like he completely innocent, or you know he guilty. Okay, I feel like there is no in between. Period. Okay, so I don't need more testimony, you know what I'm saying, from girls who dated him and been with him to try to convince me that he's a foul individual. He is a foul individual, and I don't need no more convincing of that. So Lisa Van Allen, who was on Vlad. She did an interview with Vlad TV. I only watched 2 parts of it because I'm after these 2 parts. I said, you know what? I ain't gonna do. I don't want to have anything to do with this bullshit. So she first was talking about, yeah, you know, he wasn't a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? He had his good moments. You know, the whole time I was there, it wasn't all, you know, sex dungeon, or whatever. I'm like, oh, so he not a bad person. I don't know. Anyway, she brought up how, yes, she had left him alone and had moved on and had went and got pregnant by somebody else and had a baby girl. But when her and the dude broke up and she was out in these streets destitute, how she reached out to his publicist, who then told her, well, he been looking for you. He wants you to come back. And then she went back with her daughter. Bitch, what? And then she's like, well, yeah, I was back or whatever, and it was okay until, you know, he kept asking me to dress my daughter in dresses. You know, he wanted her to be in dresses, not in like leggings or whatever. So that rubbed me the wrong way. But the video of him fucking the kid didn't rub you the wrong way. Girl, if you don't get the girl. I said, girl, shut up. Okay. Then she went on to say how, yeah, and he told me at one point in time when we were confiding in each other that, you know, he used to have sexual relations with Aaliyah's mama. And I'm like, now what the fuck does that have to do with anything going on right now? Okay, well, Aaliyah is dead. She's dead and gone. Dead. I was like, Lord Jesus. And then when she started saying, yeah, and this is what he likes sexually, he likes dildos, he likes to toot that thing up and throw it back. I said, what? You know, he likes fingers. I said, what? He likes what? You see my goddamn car. Y'all be wanting me to fuck y'all up when I be driving around these streets. So, y'all know I'm a little bit angry sometimes when they be trying to hit my car. But, yeah. So, she was saying, like, yeah, he, why I come around this way to the goddamn ATM machines on the other side of the street. But, yeah, she was saying those things that he likes to do. You know, how he likes to be penetrated, and yeah, I've used a dildo. I said, what? I mean, the man already a pedophile. Now you gonna make him gay too? Not gay, but you know, into, you know, anal sex. You know, if anybody, they like, if they like anal, they gay. I was just like, okay, at this point, I don't care. Like, I don't like, none of this really matters. In my opinion, I feel like, you know, that's all. Oh, they redid all the parking over here. That's too much information, and I don't want to know it. So I feel like, you know, some of these people who are feeding us information is also a little bit doing it for attention as well. And I don't like that. So I need her to be quiet or whatever. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have to say. I gotta go to the bank to take some money out and put it in my other account. I'll be, you know, double accounts. But I will talk to y'all later. Peace.
It's like love, and music.